Yo, what are you saying? Yo, the other day I was gonna tell you a story about other dimensions and crazy stuff you never heard about before. Yo, it's all real, man. Check this out, man. So, yo, I'm gonna tell you two, three different stories, and they all come together at the end. And that's how I like to do it, so you get the whole picture. So when I was a little kid in Romania, growing up, my grandmother used to tell me a story about her. Either I think it was either her father or her grandfather. I can't remember. God bless my grandmother. She died. They killed her not too long ago with the respirator. But anyways, um, she told me the story. She came home. It was either her father or her grandfather, and he was dead on the ground. She didn't know. She was 5 years old. She started banging on this banner. Why are you not waking up? She thought he was sleeping, so she didn't know he was dead. But it turns out he was dead. They pronounced him dead, ready for funeral. Like a couple of days later, and he woke up at the funeral or something like that. But he was dead, pronounced dead for 2 days. They were getting ready for the funeral when he woke up, type thing, you know. Anyways, this guy was like a big, rich, wealthy man. Like, rich is not even the word. I heard it was wealthy. Like, he had like 200 servants that he pays. They all had like oil lands with oil on it, and they had like 200 servants and big estates and a bag of money. So, he never believed in God. I heard he never went to church in his life. He never believed in God. He's like, that's like a poor people thing, you know. He fucking just drink cognac all day and smoke cigars. That's all he did. I heard he just drank cognac all day, smoked cigars, and fucked women and had the best life. And that's all. Partied every day. That's all he did his whole life. He's an old man. So now he's an old man now. So he's been doing this his whole life. It's not like you're a young guy and then, nah, bro, your whole life you don't teach old man new tricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, this fucking guy, like, he's been drinking and smoking and not a non-believer his whole life. Anyway, so he dies now. He's dead for 2 days now. He gets back from the dead at the funeral, bro, and the man just goes to church and fucking kneels down and prays, and then went home and did the same thing the next day, and that's all he did for the next year. He's been praying from morning to night, going to church, praying from morning till night. Nobody knows what happened. He didn't tell anyone what happened. Nobody knows what happened. Like, nobody could question him, I guess, and nobody, you know what I mean? He didn't explain himself to nobody, and nobody fucking knows what happened. So growing up, I hear this story that my fucking great grandfather, whatever, big baller, like, not non-believer, fucking partying, smoking, drinking all day. All of a sudden, he's dead for a couple of days, and all of a sudden, he runs to church and fucking prays from morning to night. Yo, people don't just fucking change. People don't fucking change, bro. People do not change, okay? People do not change. They might learn more things. There's like me, like, my back in the day was on the streets. Like, my first resort was to kill him. Now that's my last resort. That's my last resort now. Even now they're trying to kill. Now it's in my, how am I gonna get away? Like, I'm not trying to go to jail forever for this piece of shit. And then once shit happens, these guys try to change the stories. You're in there. Like, this shit's not a game, bro. Like, I don't even want to fucking toss it up in the air. Like, you know what I mean? It could land either way. Now my life is good. Now let's keep it good. But anyway, so check the story now. So I'm like, yo, people don't change. They just might learn. So, but a man doesn't just party and smoke and drink all day his whole life. Non-believer at 67 years old, whatever the fuck he was, and all of a sudden he's a church goer. All of a sudden, praying to the Lord from morning to night. Something happened to this guy. He was dead for 2 days. What happened to this guy? Something happened to this fucking guy. So growing up, I always had that story. I'm like, yo, this guy's seeing something, bro. He's seen something. He knows something. But we don't know. No, check this out now. So nobody found out. He died a year later, peacefully in his bed. So nobody knows what he really saw. But watch what happened. I put two and two together. So watch this now. So now, like 10 years ago, whenever the fuck, 15 years ago, whatever it was, my sister and her husband went to my country and they're visiting around, and they went to some church, and at this church it was Saint whatever it was, Saint this and Saint that, can't remember the name, but that priest there, he had a story just like that. He was dead for a couple of days or whatever it was, and he came back from the dead after a few days. Only this guy, he shared the story with people. You know what I mean? And he was a priest, and God told him to share the story, I guess, and whatnot. And so he told us, check this out. So when he told the story, the priest, to my sister and her husband, my husband, like, the man said it was like many hours long with lots of details. My sister's husband told the story to my family. I was there visiting, like, back in the day when I had my own place. I went to visit for dinner. These guys smoked a joint. Came back in. These guys were talking at the dinner table. I could hear the story. And I'm like, what the fuck is these guys talking about? So I hear these guys talking about the dead man coming back from the dead. So I'm just listening on the couch, listening to these guys talk. So he told us stories like an hour or two. It's like a long story. I don't remember all of it. I only remember like 2, 3 details. And this is the one I'm talking about with a different dimension, different crazy shit. So This priest fucking, he said as soon as he fucking died, he just opened his eyes, and there was, I don't even remember how he died. I can't remember. But all he opened his eyes, and there's a big fucking hole in the ground, a big hole in the ground with a little tiny rope across it. And then, like he said, like flames and screams and yells and all kinds of shit's coming down, and stinking coming from the hole. And on the other side of the hole, there's like three demons. And they're like huddling, and they turned around, they saw him, and the guy says he got shook to death. He got shook to death, and fucking the demon's like, yo, check this out. If you walk across that rope and you walk across there and you make it to the other side, you're free to get by. But nobody has ever made it yet. You know what I mean? And they're laughing at him. So the man, like he said, he's like scared to fucking death. He fucking closed his eyes and prays to the saint of his church, which was whatever, saying this and saying that. So he said, as soon as he prayed for them, he saw in heaven, God's like, yo, saying this, saying that. That guy's there praying for you. You gotta go help him. And then those saints, they had to fly out to the gate of heaven. Like the gate didn't just open. Like they wouldn't let out. Someone at the gate, yo, who's there? Yo, saint this, saint that. You know what I mean? We got orders from God. You gotta let us out. We gotta go get this guy. Then the gates open. Like it's all on commands and orders. It's not just people doing what the fuck they want. And so boom, the gates open. These guys fly. You guys fly down there. Boom, the guy opens his eyes. He sees the saints coming across the line to get him. They call him across the line to the other side of the hole. They grab him by the hand, and they take him across this line, across this hole. I guess hole to hell. And fucking the man just like, he's had, and all the demons are upset. They're like, fuck this, that. They're swearing like, don't worry, we're gonna see you again. We're gonna see you again. Anyways, they crossed over this hole of hell, and they fucking got to the gates of heaven. And then someone, like, I don't know, I guess maybe St. Peter, I don't know, I guess it was St. Peter, I don't know, but like who goes there, yo, saying this and saying that with this guy, you know, on the orders from God. He told us to grab him. We grabbed him. We got to bring him back. Then the gates open and they went in. And so they're flying around, and these are the two details I remember, right? It's interesting, but the one is gonna get to what I'm getting into right now. But yeah, when they're flying around, the one detail, and there's a bunch of trees, and all of them had like fruits in them, like apple trees. So you see a bunch of trees, they all had like thousands of apples on them. They zoom in closer, and the apples had a hole, and they fly in closer to the apples in the trees with the hole, and you see it's actually a big apple, and it's like a room. So they fly inside the apple, and it's like a big room, and it's like with a big long table, and all his friends and people that he knew from the world, and everyone welcoming. They're all having a big party with food and music and drinks, and everyone's having the best time. Everyone welcome him there. He's like drinking, fucking eating, and having a great time, and the guy didn't want to leave, and they're there for a while. And I don't remember all the details, but at some point the angels came, and they're like, yo, or the saints came, like, yo, bro, God says he has to go talk to you. We gotta take you to him, and we gotta go. And the guy, he didn't want to leave, and all his boys like, yo, don't worry about it. You're gonna be back in 1 second. You're gonna be back in 1 second. Trust me, it's gonna be just 1 second. Don't worry about it. Just go. We'll see you soon. So that he left with the angels, and now they're flying around. And from these trees, now this is the detail what I'm talking about with the whole story getting to the dimensions and the time. And the time here we have is man-made. Like 24 hours. That's what we made to understand each other. Oh, we'll be there at 10 p.m. We'll be there at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? But it's all man-made it to like small numbers and small human things. Like this human world is small time. It's nothing. Let me just show you this right now. It's gonna blow your fucking mind, and it's all 100% true. So they fucking flew from this forest with trees with apples where they were to go see God. So they flew for like half an hour to go see the big man. Now he wanted to talk to the man. So they flew down for half an hour, and they got to God where God was. The saints turned around, and they flew for like about half an hour to get there. And the guy's like, yo, you see the distance we just came from there to get to here to see the Lord? He's like, if this half flight, whatever it was, if this was on Earth, it would have took us 500 years to travel this distance. You know what I mean? It would have took 500 years to travel the distance they just flew in 30 minutes. Like, just to give you a fucking idea. You know what I mean? Because 500 years you'll take on Earth, it'll take 500 fucking years to get there. Like, just to understand, like, there's different dimensions, there's different numbers, there's different things out there we don't know about. It's not all science. Trust the science, trust the science. These guys are full of fucking shit, okay? They're run by the devil to deceive the people and deceive God's creations, to destroy them, to make them transhuman robots, like how they're doing now. Elon Musk with the brain chip, because he wants to do it safer, because they're gonna do it anyway, so he's gonna do it safer. But these guys are, you know what I mean? They just took, yo, we have to call the God gene in our DNA. This shit with the gene therapy, that shit removed that. These guys are trying to erase the human as God made them, so there's no more humans for God when he returns. But unfortunately, they already lost. It's already written in the good book. They already lost, and they're trying to make everyone suffer. But yo, shit's crazy. It's all real. But bro, These guys don't know everything, and I don't know everything either, but I don't pretend to. I know a few things about a few things. I've seen a few things, I've done a few things, but I don't know everything. I don't pretend I do. Trust the signs, trust the signs. I know it all. No, I don't fucking know it all. But I trust in the Lord, bro. You know, it says in a good book they will all be deceived by the one-eyed demon that they all have in their house. That's the television. That's that. You see how it's off? It's always off. I never turn it on. I haven't watched TV in like 20 some years. I might poke up a movie to it, and off my thing if I'm watching a movie. I don't know, but yeah, that's what it is, bro. And how did everyone go and do it? That's how they listen to that shit. Oh yeah, trust the science, and they got deceived. Okay, hopefully I don't get blocked on Twitter, bro. On say because they blocked me on Twitter. I'm too real. People can't handle it. It's too much. But you know what? The ugly truth is better than a beautiful lie. And I don't lie to anybody. And yo, you think it's hard to listen to or do this or that. You don't have to listen to it or read it like on Twitter. But yo, thank God you didn't have to live it. And then you think things are bad now. Yo, we're coming into a whole fucking bag of shit that are coming line up for us. Things it's dark times ahead of us. So you better, you know, fucking make your peace with God and get your shit ready, bro. And you know, get ready for battle, cause you know what I mean. Things are gonna get ugly, bro. And I just thank God for the good times we had, and I thank God for that, cause it could have been no good times. At least He had some good times. I thank God at least I had some good times. It could have been all suffering. So thank God I least had some good times, and thanks be to God for everything. But yeah, bro, we don't know it all. Nobody knows it all. And the more they talk and think and act like they know it all, the more they fucking don't know shit. That's why they gotta pretend, oh, trust the science and this and that, therefore this. And these guys just recite stupid shit they read in books. Oh, this, that, therefore this. Oh, I know it all. Ha ha ha, I'm the smartest. No, you stupid motherfucker. Everything is not so black and white. And the more you live and experience, the more you know how little you know, the more you see how, you know what I mean? And it's nothing like how in the stupid books and all the shit these motherfuckers act, they have figured all out. Like, there's some crazy, like, you know, superhuman natural shit going on out there, like spiritual shit and things you can't see, and but they're happening and they're there, bro. And there's things that could see you just don't see them. You know what I mean? So just don't think these guys have it all figured out and they know. If these guys don't know that as much as they pretend to know, bro. But anyways, yo, that's, you know, hope you enjoy that story about that thing. But yeah, to me that shit blew my mind. They flew for 30 minutes and on Earth would be 500 years, you know. Let me know what you think about that, bro. But you know, some crazy things from the supernatural, and there's out crazy stories on there. Go on YouTube and Google, you know, people that came back from the dead and their testimonies, and you'll hear some crazy stuff and crazy stories. Like, you know, people really die and come back from the dead. I really had out of body experience. I see my body laying there and I'm still here. It's like watching a movie. So like, yo, shit really happens out there, man. Like, you know, it's not all so black and white and what's on the mainstream media news. If it's on the mainstream media news, that's probably bullshit. You know what I mean? Straight up. But you guys have a good day. Sorry taking so much time. Have a good day. God bless. Peace.